Good morning. I'm Michelle. I am a yoga teacher at the Yoga Connection in Davie and in Pembroke Pines. I'm super happy and excited to be here with you with First Service Residentials Lifestyles at Home. If you're new to the practice, this is an all levels vinyasa flow. So if you're ready, we're going to start at the back of our mat in an easy cross leg just to get comfortable with our breathing. So I'm going to start with my right ankle in front of my left, and it doesn't matter whichever ankle in front, just find a nice comfortable seat. Bring your hands somewhere on your legs or in your lap or maybe even at your heart center. We'll take a few cleansing breaths together. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Open up your mouth like you're fogging a mirror. Again, deep breath in. Feel your spine lengthen, your sit bones ground. Exhale all the way to empty. One more time. Big breath in. Quality exhale. So notice the sound that you make in the back of your throat when you exhale out. That's the sound we want to keep during our Ujjayi breathing. Ujjayi breath is breathing in and out of your nose, pulling breath through the back of our throat. So we're contracting the muscles back there to breathe in very deeply, and same as you exhale out of your nose, very slowly. These breaths become intentional and a little bit forced. If you lose that connection with your breath, just find your way back into child's pose. So let's go ahead, bring our two toes together, or big toes together to touch. Open up your knees to a comfortable distance and nestle your belly between your thighs. You can walk your hands out in front of you, or you can bring your hands back by your feet, bringing your forehead to the mat. And using these next few moments to ground, to hit the pause button, and to hit the play button on your breathing, your practice, and this connection to self. Try to make each inhale a little bigger and each exhale a little slower. On your next inhale, we're going to walk our fingertips all the way out in front of us, feeling a slight pull around the ribs and hips. Relax your tongue away from the roof of your mouth. That releases tension in the back of your throat, in your neck and shoulders. Allowing you to be fully present. On your next inhale, lift up your torso and walk your hands over to the right. Walk as far as you can to create a nice long left side body, feeling that deep stretch from your lower left rib to your left hip. At the beginning of your inhale, draw the space in between your sit bones, your sphincter muscle. We call that Mula Bandha, your root chakra. And on an exhale, contract the front body, wrapping the ribs in, connecting to Uddiyana Bandha. One more deep breath in over here. Exhaling all the way to empty. On your next inhale, lift up your torso and walk your hands to the left, creating a long right side body. Breathing in deeply and exhaling out slowly. Breathe into those areas in the body that might be talking to you to make some space and to cleanse. So during this practice, we become our healers. Not to rush through the pose, but feel our way through it. If it's possible, close your eyes or rest your gaze on something very small beyond the tip of your nose. Our eyes are often the most overused muscle in the body. And when we close our eyes, it allows us to go within a little deeper, eliminating outside distractions. One more deep breath in over here, breathing into the right lung. Quality exhale all the way to empty. Inhale, bring it back to center. And this is where we usually set an intention or an affirmation. Something to keep you focused on your breath and with a positive attitude. And when you're ready, we'll lift ourselves up to all fours. Lining up the creases of your wrists, elbows, and shoulders, and stacking your hips over your knees, shins and tops of the feet firmly press, fingers spread wide. Inhale, let the belly go. Pull your shoulders back as you guide your heart forward. Lift your gaze and your tail. And then exhale, round and curl your spine by pushing away from the earth with your hands, shins, and feet. Inhale, the heart pulls forward and up, collarbones broaden, shoulder blades magnetize towards each other. Exhale, round and curl, spreading the shoulder blades apart. Drawing navel to spine, tailbone to the back of your knees. This time on your inhale, pick up your feet and tuck your toes, walking your feet up without moving your knees. Exhale, round and curl, push down and away. One more just like this. Finding your inner smile, a nice soft face, closed eyes, or soft gaze. Let's start to move a little more organically as you inhale, move your hips to the right, getting into the IT band and hips. As you swing your hips back, getting into the feet and toes. And exhale, the hips to the left and heart forward. As the heart comes forward, getting into the wrist. So only go as far forward as you can without compromising the wrist joints. Keep your fingertips plugged into the mat. Link your breath to your movement. That's what vinyasa means. Inhale to the other side. Inhale and exhale. Two more just like that. And then we'll bring it back to neutral. Keep your toes tucked and dial your fingertips back towards your knees. If your fingers don't make it all the way around, only dial back as much as you can. You hold the intensity dial for your practice, so know when to back off, know when to go a little deeper. Feel free to make some circles, move forward, back, or cultivate stillness, ujjayi breathing, steady gaze, and your bandhas. That's my little checklist within each pose. I ask, am I breathing? Do I have my drishti, my focal point? And are my bandhas engaged to protect my core and to strengthen my powerhouse? Sit all the way back on your heels with tucked toes. Reach back for your little pinky toes. And on an inhale, spread your fingers nice and wide. Reach your arms all the way up. Touch your palms together. On an exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Draw your chin to your chest, honoring the space you're creating and reminding yourself of your intention. Inhale, interlace your fingers, push your palms up. Be mindful not to arch in your low back. You want to draw the belly back to your spine to protect it. On an exhale, twist to the right. Don't force it, just breathe into it. Inhale, center, belly in and up. Exhale to the left, wrap the ribs in and down. Inhale, back to center, lift your gaze. Exhale, cactus your elbows, drawing the back of the elbows towards each other and down, and magnetizing your shoulder blades together. Inhale, reach your arms up, touch your palms together, and exhale back to your heart. Bring your hands back down to all fours. Pick up your feet, give your feet a little tap. I know, I feel it too. Roll around your ankles or just sit with it. Breathe and focus until the sensation fades. We're gonna flip our right palm up first. Give your fingers a little wiggle. Try to get the whole wrist down. If you have to bend the elbow so you can get a nice stretch in the wrist. Try to make a fist with your hand and straighten the elbow. If the elbow doesn't straighten, just release, back out. Bend and straighten a few times. And then we're gonna do 3 arm circles. So we'll sit back on our heels, sweep the right arm back and up, and exhale, reach forward and down. Letting your breaths just roll right into each other. Warming up our shoulder joints, getting synovial fluid surging through to protect the shoulder. When your fingertips touch the front of the mat, reverse your direction. Inhale back, let the exhale roll right in. Inhale up and back, exhale. The next time your hand goes up, pause, push down with your left to reach a little more with your right. And on an exhale, thread it through. Bring your right arm down and your right ear down. Rest your head or bring your gaze up, finding a deeper twist. Stay there or stretch with your left fingertips to the top of your mat or reach your left arm up. There's so many options to take or not take. You can go for a half bind where the right hand grabs the left hand grabs the inner thigh of your right leg. You can extend the left leg back and lift it up if you like. Point your toes, dorsiflex the toes, or flex your foot. Options. Listen to your body. I'll do my best to guide you. You do your best to listen. We're going to unwind. If your left leg is up, keep it up. Left hand comes back down. We'll inhale, reach the right arm to the right, and then forward balancing table. On an exhale, round and curl, left knee to left elbow, right elbow to right hip, big stomach crunch. Inhale, breathe in as much as you can. Stretch your limbs in opposite directions. Exhale, round and curl. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, stretch and reach, and take your right hand back behind you to grab your left foot or ankle. Kick into the hand, lift your gaze. Feel the earth beneath you, beneath the left hand and the right shin, root to rise. One more deep breath in. Quality exhale out. Inhale, stretch and reach. Exhale, round and curl. Modified side plank. Right hand down. Right foot spins off the mat. Left foot kicks back. Hip height. Left arm lifts. Arms at 6 and 12. Deep breath in. Try to push away with the mat. Try not to sink into the shoulder joint or even that right hip joint. Stay there or lower your left foot, pushing the outer edge of the foot away as you stretch with your left bicep back by your ear. So imagine there's a wall behind you and your shoulders and hips are up against it. If you want a little more, press down into left foot and right hand and lift your right knee up or bring it to the midline. Or kick it out in front of you, or lower it down. You have one more breath. On your next inhale, we're gonna circle the left arm all the way around and back down to a 3-point tabletop. Left toes ground, right leg sweeps up and back. Deep breath in, closed hip, right toes face down. Push back into the left heel. Grip the mat with your fingertips. Try to root down your index knuckles and thumbs. On an exhale, bring your right knee to your belly. Maybe your right knee to your nose. Look between your hands and step lightly that right foot all the way up. Lower your left knee, untuck your back toes, and rise up to an Anjaneyasana, a low crescent lunge. Interlace your fingers, biceps by your ears. Right knee over the ankle so you're pushing forward but lifting up and out of your hips. Ground into your right big toe and your right heel. Energetically shave the outer right hip back, simultaneously pulling your left knee and shin forward. Those isometric moves are going to help you feel it where you're supposed to, in the back of the right leg and glute, not the outer hip. Take one more deep breath in, look up. Take a side bend to the right. Just a gentle side stretch. Push down a little more with your left shin and foot. Reach a little more so you make space out of the left hip joint. So as we age, we get taller, we don't shrink. Inhale up and exhale to the other side. Dip your ears back a little. Sink the hips a little more if you can. Inhale back up, look up. Exhale, circle your arms around. Frame your right foot. Lift up your hips and stretch your hips back to a half split pose. Inhale, isometrically draw right heel and left knee towards each other. Keep firming up your right thigh to maximize the stretch in the back of the right leg. If you want a little more and this isn't enough, move your right toes to the right and your left foot to the left. Walk your hands to the right. And if this isn't enough, you can lower down to your elbows. If you have a practice where you like to do inversions, feel free to come back up to the hands. Place your outer right hip on top of the elbows and float your legs up. So there's a little bit of everything in here for all of us. Let's bring it back around to the right. Bend your right knee, tuck your back toes. Lift the knee, straighten out your right leg, lift the right toes, and pivot to the left, wide leg fold. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Oh, I keep hitting him. On your next inhale, bring your hands to your hips and slowly rise all the way up to standing. Take your hands behind you, interlace your fingers, notice what thumb is on top so you can switch it on the other side. Inhale, gaze up, press your palms together as the hands and knuckles reach towards the ground, and on an exhale, begin to fold. Fold all the way over, letting your arms ride off your back. Keep the palms pressing together the best you can. One more deep breath in, getting into the inner thighs in the back of your legs. So if you need to keep your knees bent, bend them. On your next inhale, we're going to release the hands to our tailbone and down to the ground. Pivot your left toes to the back left corner of the mat and lift your right toes to the sky. Bring your hands to your heart. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Right toes up, right knee pulling up, thighs super engaged. Inhale, exhale. If you want to stretch your fingertips out, stretch them out. If you want to go for a half bind or a full bind, play with your practice if you have one. If not, just go with the flow. Breathe in and breathe out. On your next inhale, your hands will come back down to assist you lifting back up and then over to the other side. So exactly what we did. Lift your toes, elbows inside the knees, hands together at your heart. Breath is full and complete. If you walked your hands out last time, take a breath there. If you went for a bind or even a half bind, go there. The beautiful thing about this practice is it really is for every body. Everybody, injured, recovering from something, doesn't matter, it's for everyone. On your next inhale, we're going to bring it back around, so lift up and out of the hips. Frame your right foot and step back to a high plank pose. In plank pose, shoulders over wrists or a little more over the fingertips. Elbows wrap back, upper arm bones wrap in towards each other. You'll feel the chest engage. Lower belly lifts. Ribs wrap in and down towards your hip bones. Hip bones pull up towards the ribs. Heels over the toes. Thighs are super firm, lifting up into the back of the legs. Take one more inhale, plug the fingertips into the mat, shift the weight over your wrists. Isometrically pull hands and feet towards each other as you lower as slow as you can to the ground. Place the tops of your feet down. If you don't have anything going on in your back, feel free to bring your feet together. If you do, separate your heels. Inhale, press down with your feet and inner thighs. Lift up your heart, float your hands up, baby cobra. Feet press, pubic bone presses, heart lifts. Find length in the back of your neck, so if you have a bunch of wrinkles back there, lower the chin down a little. Steady your gaze or close your eyes. On your next exhale, the arms stretch back. You lower your hands and bring your right ear to the mat. Give your hips a little wiggle. Take a full breath into the very bottom of your lungs. Feel your spine lift and lengthen. Open up your mouth and say, ah. Bring your hands back underneath your shoulders. Fingertips line up with the nipples. Separate your feet a little, about hip bone distance apart. Magnetize hands to feet and inhale, peel yourself up, lifted cobra. Lifted cobra, the elbows are bent and your pubic bone is pretty close or on the mat, depending on how it feels in your back. You're trying to make space out of the low back and not crunch into it. Inhale, lift your belly, lift your heart, lift your gaze. One more deep breath in, press down with your hands and feet, pull the two towards each other, squeeze the elbows in. At the end of the exhale, lower all the way down, left ear to the mat. Stretch back with your arms. Give your hips a little shake if it feels good. Bend your knees and rock your feet left and right. And then third and final, hands under the shoulders. You can do one of the two that we just did, or you can do full expression, upward facing dog. Press down, hands, feet, pubic bone. Inhale, peel chest away from that, lift gaze. Lift your thighs if you want the full expression. One more breath here. At the end of the exhale, lift your belly, your hips, toes touch, back to child's pose, also known as your resting pose. So if you need a break at all during this practice, take it. Take it right here. Let's take one cleansing breath together. Deep breath in through the nose. Open up your mouth and say, ah. Lift back up to all fours. Circle 3 times to the right with your breath. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Reverse your direction. Inhale to the left and exhale to the right. Doing great, first service residentials. Bring it back to center. And then everything we just did, we're going to do it on the other side. So flip the left palm, keep the arms soft, especially if you're doing this for the first time. Wiggle fingers, make fists, or if it feels good, straighten out the arm. Deep breath in, deep breath out. And then we'll do our 3 arm circles in both directions. Inhale back and up. Exhale forward and down. Inhale. and exhale. Be mindful, the arm does not have to be straight. We're just trying to get some movement, some rotation. When your fingertips touch the top of the mat, reverse your direction. Inhale up and back. Exhale down and forward. Inhale up and back. Exhale down and forward. One more time, all the way around. And then the next time your hand goes up, take a pause, push down with the right hand, lift up with the left. And on an exhale, thread it through. Left ear down, left shoulder and arm relaxed. Use your right hand to roll the gaze up if you would like. And then whatever you did on the other side, if you stretched your fingertips forward, if you lifted the right arm up, if you went for a half bind, or if you slid your right foot back and up, or maybe just back. Steady your gaze. Try not to clench your jaw. And then the tongue, you can press your tongue lightly against the roof of your mouth. That does help with the Ujjayi breathing. We're going to slowly start to back out. So if your right leg is up, keep it up. Right hand comes down in front of your face, and then you slowly root to unwind. Left arm reaches up, and then swing it forward. Take a breath in, and on an exhale, round and curl. Inhale, stretch and reach. Exhale, round, curl. Inhale, stretch and reach. Last one like this, round and curl, crunch up or pull in your belly like a stomach crunch. Inhale, reach it out and back for your right foot or ankle. Push down with right hand, pull your right foot with your left hand, kicking into the hand at the same time. One more deep breath in here. Inhale, stretch and reach. Exhale, round and curl. From here, modified side plank. Left hand down, left foot spins off the mat. Right foot kicks back, hip height. Right arm skyward, arms at 6 and 12. Stay there or lower your right foot. Anchor the outer edge of the foot, so you don't want to push down into the big toe side. You want to push down into the pinky toe side. Finding space out of the right hip joint. Drawing the belly back. Breathing into the back body. If you lifted the knee on the other side, lift the knee here. Or if you kick it out or lower. One more breath. On your next inhale, we'll circle the right arm around. Find our 3-point tabletop. Right toes down. Inhale, lean forward. And exhale, lift up that left leg. Take a deep breath in. Look at your left toes. Make sure your left toes are facing down. Inhale, lift the heel, lift the left leg. Exhale, round and curl, knee to nose, forehead, belly, whatever you can get. Look between your hands and step lightly your left foot. Take a deep breath in and lower your right knee down. On your next inhale, sweep your arms up, interlacing your fingers, finding your Anjaneyasana, your low lunge. Feel your left big toe ground. And feel your right hip hug in. Inhale and exhale. On your next inhale, lift up out of your low back in a gentle side bend to the left. Inhale, rise up, and a gentle side bend to the right. So when we side bend, it's a very small move, making space out of the hip joints. Root the left foot, right knee, and lift up. Inhale, come up, look up. Exhale, circle your arms, frame your left foot. Half split pose. Lift up your toes. Press down with the left heel. Press down with your right knee. Hug those 2 points of contact to each other. Keep lifting your low belly to the spine. Be careful of your shoulders. Every time we lift the low belly, our shoulders hike up. Just know when that happens and pull the shoulders back. I've been practicing for almost 20 years, and I still find this. The shoulders up by my ears, and then I move them back and down. If you want more, right foot to the right, left toes to the left, and hands to the left. Maybe elbows, maybe a little inversion. Bringing it back around to a left side lunge. Tuck your toes, lift the back knee, lift the left toes, and pivot around to the right. Bend your knees a few times, left and right. And then take your hands to your hips. Squeeze in with your feet and inner thighs and rise up to standing. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, reach your hands back behind you for a bind, bringing the other thumb on top. Press the palms together. Inhale, look up. And exhale with a flat back, fold all the way over. Let your arms ride off your back, chin towards your chest. Keep your knees soft, especially if the back of your legs are really tight. On your next inhale, release the hands to the tailbone. Bring your hands back down. Soften your knees and step or float your heels, just your heels, not your toes, off the mat. Coming into frog pose. In frog pose, your knees line up with your hips and your ankles line up with your knees. If you want to stay on your hands, you can, but do your best to try and come to your elbows. If you have a big sway in your low back, we call that hammock back. Lift your belly, wrap your ribs, tighten up your core. Let your knees keep moving to the front and back of your mat. Let the belly keep lifting up to your spine. Notice the shoulders hike up. Just softly move them back down. Take one more deep breath in. Quality exhale. So good. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Pick up your feet, tuck your toes, lift the knees back up, jump step or float back to the mat. Bend the knees a few times, right and left, getting that fluid moving around your hip joints, the inner groin, working its way into the low back. Bring it all the way around to a left side lunge. Look forward, inhale, pick up your right foot to meet your left foot. Separate your feet 2 fist distance. Keep your knees nice and soft and grab opposite elbows. Let your head go. If your hamstrings are really tight, your knees might be really bent, and that's awesome. Try to keep the tension out of your neck, out of your shoulders. Feel the earth beneath your feet and use the earth to support you. Use your breath to anchor you, but also to elevate you at the same time. Finding this grounding force to root and rise. Release your hands, fingertips by your toes or on your shins. And on an inhale, look up halfway. Lengthen your spine from your tailbone to the top of your head. So no wrinkles in the neck. On an exhale, try to straighten out your legs the best you can and fold. Tuck your chin into chest, just like your angry cat back. Inhale, halfway lift. Soften the knees as much as you need to keep your belly as close to your thighs and your spine nice and long. Exhale and fold. Try to straighten out the legs a little more. Imagine there's a block between your legs. Gently draw the shin bones towards each other. So we're activating the inner legs and not putting weight on the hip joints. One last time. Inhale, biggest breath so far. Open up your mouth and exhale. On an inhale, we're going to bring our feet together. Lift all 10 toes, bend the knees, and find chair. Exhale, sink deeper in your chair and start to check in. Look down at your knees. If you don't see your toes in front of the knees, move your hips back. Hug the outer hips, press the knees, lift your belly, lift your gaze. Get a little lower on the exhale. And on an inhale, all 10 toes down, root to rise, lift your gaze. So right here, really important, root down into the inner foot. Feel your kneecaps lift, your thighs engage. That's going to support your low back. Belly in, tailbone down, not tucked under, but down. Somewhere in the middle of forward and back. On your next inhale, lift your gaze, look forward, soften your knees, open your arms, and forward fold all the way over. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale with soft knees, step your right foot back, lunge. If you want to modify, lower your right knee. Inhale, sweep your arms forward and up, your high crescent pose. Track your left hip back and your right hip forward. That back right foot is grounded into the earth. Your left big toe is grounded and hugging outer left hip back. Scissor hug the inner thighs. Inhale, come halfway down, bringing your belly towards your left thigh. Fix your gaze a few inches above the top of your mat. Lean into your left leg and lift your right leg up, warrior 3. Stretch with your arms back. Point your toes, dorsiflex, or flex the foot. Left outer hip hugging back, right hip hugging forward. Put a little bend in the left knee, finding bird pose. Lower the right foot down. Inhale, sweep with the arms up, crescent. Exhale, circle your arms around, frame your left foot. Inhale, sweep the left leg back and up. Bend the knee, open up your hip. Look under your right armpit, see if you can see your left foot. Stay right there or flip your dog. Left foot lands lightly behind the right leg. Left bicep by your ear. Spin your hips to the sky. Inhale. If you flipped your dog, meet back, three-legged dog. Bring the knee back in, spin your right toes to the right, and extend the left foot out, yogi triangle. Bringing it back to a high plank pose. So wherever you are, let's meet there. Inhale, lift the belly, push away from the earth. Exhale, lowering halfway with or without the knees or right to your belly. Inhale, cobra pose. Your choice. Baby cobra, regular cobra, or full expression. Exhale, lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, step your right foot towards your right thumb. Turn your left heel down. Left toes face the top left corner of your mat. Warrior one pose. Reach up with your hands. Feel your 2 feet on the mat and magnetize them towards each other. Lift your gaze up to your hands. Breathe in deeply. Exhale slowly. One more deep breath in. Deep breath out. On your next inhale, we're going to release the hands. Find a bind behind the back. Palms touch. Press the palms. Inhale, look up. Exhale, humble warrior. Chin to chest. This is good enough. If you can round to the inside of your right knee, shin, or ankle and lift the arms over your head, that's awesome too. Inhale, bring your hands to your tailbone, your gaze to your right foot. Exhale, left hand to the inside of the right foot, right arm up, upward twist. Keep pushing back with the outer left foot. Circle your right hand around. Bring your right hand 12 inches in front of your right pinky toe. Keep your left hand down for support. Lift your left leg up. Open up the left hip to stack on top of your right. Left toes face the left. And maybe left hand to hip or sky. Keep grounding into the outer edge of that right foot. Start to bend your right knee. Step back with your left foot. Find warrior two. Stretch with your arms in opposite directions. So in warrior two, your right heel lines up with the back arch. Magnetize your 2 feet towards each other. Inhale, pump your warrior, arms up. Exhale, hands to heart and open up, warrior two. Inhale, reach your arms up, straighten the legs, firm up your thighs. Exhale, warrior two. One more, inhale. And exhale. Right palm flips, inhale, reach forward, and exhale, exalt. Push down with your right heel to reach a little more with your right hand. Take your left hand down your left leg or behind you for a half bind or in front of you to encourage your belly to move back and not out. Inhale, rising back up to warrior two. And exhale, cartwheeling it over, you see that? To a lunge. And then we're gonna step our left foot up. Take the left hand 12 inches in front of the right big toe for revolving half moon. Left leg lifts, arms at 6 and 12. Inner thighs hug. Right big toe grounds. Spin your heart open to the right. Lowering both hands and your back foot to pyramid pose. Left foot is 2.5 to 3 feet behind the right. Fingertips on the side or a little in front of the right foot. Inhale, look up, pull right hip back. Exhale and fold, tuck your chin to chest, bring your gaze up to your belly. If you can see your hip bones, do your best to square them off. Either press down and out with your feet or press down and in with the feet. See which one works best for you. On an inhale, halfway lift. On an exhale, we'll take the left hand to the inside or outside of your right foot or ankle. Right hand to the hip or right hand to the sky for a twist. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Lower your hand and your gaze. Soften your right knee. Step your left foot next to your right. Inhale, bend the knees, lift your toes. Rise up to chair. Take a deep breath in here. Check in, make sure your knees are behind the toes and not in front of them. On your next inhale, press down and rise up. Find a little back bend here. Inhale, root to rise. Energize your fingers. Lengthen tailbone down, not in, not out, but down. Belly in and out. Inhale, gaze up, start to soften your knees, open the arms, lead with your heart, and fold all the way over. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, soften the knees, step your left foot back, lunge. I know I'm really feeling it in my right side too. Inhale, sweep forward and up with your arms, finding your crescent lunge. You can always lower that left knee. Everything we do up, we can do down. Inhale, come halfway. Firm up that back thigh. We tend to forget about it here. Really firm it up. Fix your gaze a few inches in front of your mat. Find warrior three. Stretch with your arms back as you lift the left leg up. Both legs straight and strong. Inner thighs hugging in. Belly lifting to the spine as you inhale. As you exhale, bend the knee, bird on a perch. Slowly lower the left foot. Inhale, sweep with the arms back up. Exhale, circle it around, frame your right foot. Inhale, sweep the right leg back and up, bending the knee, opening up the hip. Looking under left armpit, stay there, or flip your dog, landing lightly the right foot, lifting the arm, spinning your heart and hips to the sky. Inhale, bring it back around, three-legged dog. Stay there, bring the right knee in, pivot your left toes to the left, and lift your left arm up, place your right foot down, yogi triangle. Circle the left arm around, high plank pose. Deep breath in. Exhale, low push up all the way with or without your knees or halfway. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, left foot steps to your left thumb. Right toes face up to the right corner of your mat. Reach up with your arms. Magnetize your feet. Touch your palms together, lift your gaze. Be mindful of the back of your neck. One more inhale here. Start to float your arms back and down, inhaling as you interlace the fingers, palms touch, knuckles run down your right thigh. And on an exhale, humble warrior. Chin to chest, gaze to the back of your mat. At the right foot, right knee. Bring your left ear to the inside of the knee, shin, or ankle. And keep hugging your outer left hip back. Inhale, gaze at the left foot, hands to your tailbone. Exhale, right hand down, left hand up, upward twist. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Inhale as the left hand comes 12 inches in front of the left pinky toe. Right leg lifts for your half moon. Right toes to the right, right hip on top of the left. Right hand to the hip or the sky. Both legs straight and strong. Steady your gaze. Start to put a little bend in your left knee. Step your right foot back. Find warrior two. Warrior two, left knee, shin, and ankle, and the toes face forward. Left heel lines up with right heel. Magnetize your 2 feet towards each other. Look down at the inside of the left knee. Make sure you can see your big toe. Inhale, pump your warrior. Arms reach, legs engage, belly pulls back. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, pull heaven to earth. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale. Flip your left palm. Inhale, reach it forward. And exhale, exalt, peaceful warrior. Lifting up and out of the low back. Right hand down the right leg or whatever you did with it on the other side. Right inner groin draws towards that left heel. Magnetize your 2 feet. Activate your Mula Bandha. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, cartwheel it over. Frame your left foot. Walk your right fingertips out for revolving half moon. Right leg lifts, right toes face down, left hand to hip or sky. Flex the foot, point the toes, or dorsiflex. Lower your left hand, pyramid pose. Right foot lines up with the front of the right hip, 3 feet back. Inhale, halfway lift, inner thighs hug. Exhale, fold, draw your belly in, round over the left thigh. Scissor hugging the inner thighs. Focus on your breathing, using the breath to keep you fully present, keep you anchored but yet elevating. Inhale, halfway lift, and then the exhale, right hand to the inside or outside of your left foot or ankle. Left hand to the sky. We tend to lean over to the left here, so move your head back just a little to the right. Lowering the left hand, we're going to soften the left knee and step back, high plank pose. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, low push-up, probably your last one. Inhale to a cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right leg back and up, and then bring your right knee to your right wrist for pigeon pose. Take a deep breath in, and on an exhale, lower all the way down. You can come down to your elbows and your forearms. Make sure your shoulders aren't little earrings. Broaden the collarbone. Your right knee is aligned with the right hip, or it's out more to the right. It's not in, it's out. The right foot, if you can get your right shin parallel to the top of the mat, and you're comfortable and you can breathe effortlessly, I say go for that. I can't, so I'm going to just move my foot in a little, but don't sit on it. And then that back foot lined up with the outer left hip. A lot of times I see that foot way over to the right. No, move it just aligned with the outer left hip towards the back left corner of your mat. Take another deep breath in. You can walk your hands forward. I like to walk my hands to the left because I love stretching my ribs out of my waist, making space out of my hip joints. And if you need a longer time, more time in this pose, stay, hit the pause button and stay as long as you need. Hit the play button when you're ready to come up. Right hand down. Reach back with your left hand for your left foot or ankle. Draw the heel towards your butt or your outer hip. And then rotate your gaze around to the right. That's going to encourage the right hip back and your left hip bone forward. A lot of times I see this, where the thigh lift away from the mat. Make sure you're on the top of the thigh, even if you have to lift all the way up. This is perfect. With practice, that will happen. We're going to gently release, tuck the toes, and meet back, downward facing dog. If you want to pedal it out or another vinyasa, feel free. Inhale, left leg lifts. And then left knee pigeon on the other side. Left knee to left wrist. Right foot lines up with the outer right hip. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Melt you back down to the elbows. Or maybe your hands went all the way out in front of you. Such a great time to be doing yoga online with all of you. Our new normal. So wonderful that First Service Residential made this available for you. It's a beautiful way to start your day, to wake up your body, to remind you to breathe, stay focused, stay centered. You always have your breath to come back to. If you find yourself in fear-based mode, in worry mode, we tend to worry about the future, and we tend to regret things in the past. Know when that happens, you're not breathing properly, you're not centered, and all you have to do, just come back to your breath. We're going to start to lift up, or you'll hit the pause button and reach back for your right foot or ankle, heel to butt or outer right hip. If you've been practicing for a while, that outer right hip might be available. Bring your gaze over the left shoulder. Keep pulling your belly back so we're not sinking in the left wrist joint or even the left hip joint. Awesome. If you want to go back down dog in a vinyasa, feel free, or just swing your leg around like me. Stretching your legs all the way out in front of you. Inhale, reach with your arms up to the sky. And on an exhale, forward fold. Take a deep breath in, pull your shoulders back. And on an exhale, gently melt. Psst. I wonder if we got a crate and we put a towel in it, if that would be okay. One more deep breath in. Can they see it? No. You can't zoom in? No. Good. On your next inhale, sweep with your arms all the way up. And as you exhale, bring your hands back behind you, fingertips face in. Bend your knees and find reverse table. Inhale, lift the hips all the way up. Lift your gaze, and if it feels okay, let the head drop back. Open up your mouth, lion's breath. Lion's breath is a forced exhalation out of the mouth, tongue to chin, gaze to third eye. Two more, inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale, bring your chin to your chest, lower your hips all the way back down. Stretch with your legs all the way back out. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, roll it all the way down to your backs. Let your arms come off the mat, palms face up. Just for a brief pause in a Shavasana. Find a little smile on your face, allowing all of our standing poses to soak in right now. Letting go of the flow and continuing on forward. Inhale, belly in, back down, arms over your head, legs come together. Exhale, Bring your knees in, lift up your head, neck, and shoulders, and give yourself a nice big hug. Lower your head down. Place your feet down, hip bone distance apart. Preparing for bridge pose. Hands by your side, kind of tight, kind of forced, palms down. Feet hip bone distance apart. Take a breath in, belly down, back down. On an exhale, curl your spine off the mat, one vertebra at a time. Where is it?
Behind the frog.
I'm just afraid he's going to run up on me and I'm going to get startled. So in your bridge pose, hands by your side, or interlace your fingers underneath you. We interlace to rock the arm bones under the body. Lift your chin off your chest. Ground down and in with your feet, knees, and inner thighs. Try to not squeeze the glutes. Another option would be to reach your arms up and over your head, palms face up. And then your final option in your final 5 breaths would be a full wheel. Hands underneath the shoulders, fingertips face your feet. On an inhale, lift all the way up. If you're in your full wheel, notice if your feet turned out. That's a very common thing. The more you practice, the more you'll feel that sensation and guide your toes back in. 2 more breaths. One more breath. We're going to slowly lower all the way back down and find our way into dead bug pose. Relax your hands and your feet. If you need the support of your hands to hold your legs up, use them. Use whatever support you need. If not, begin to roll around the wrists. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. We'll take a gentle hamstring stretch. So your left foot will come down. Your hands will come at the back of your right leg. Or if you have a strap around the ball of your foot. Roll around your ankle. 3, 2, 1, and reverse it for 3, 2, 1. Flex your foot, leg is straight and strong. Press into your hands, create resistance, and lift up your head, neck, and shoulders. If you want a little more, kick your left foot straight out to the top of your mat. Lower your head back down, bringing the leg with you. One more deep breath in. We're going to switch things up. The left hand will go on the outside of your right foot, ankle, or leg, whatever you can get a grip on. Your right thumb goes in the right hip crease. Gently guide your right leg to the left. Use your right hand to keep the right thigh off of your belly. You might feel this in your groin if you have anything going on there. I know this because I have something going on in my right groin. So right now I'm a little bit feeling it, so I'm a little bit backing out of it. We're going to lift the right leg up and move the right leg with the right hand to the right. Left hand rest on the left hip. If the left hip pushes up into the left hand, stop moving your right leg right. If you have a good good grounding of that left hand, you can take your left hip, you can take your left hand to the left. We're going to inhale both leg and arms up. Bring your left knee behind the right leg. Cross your right knee directly on top of your left leg. Reach for your feet, your ankles, or your legs, whatever you can get a good grip on. Squeeze the two legs to each other and towards the belly. Take a breath in. Shoulders away from your ears. Quality exhale, let it go. Release the grip. Open up your arms wide like a T. Place your left foot down. Scoot your hips to the right. If it's too much to go for a twist with your right knee over the left, uncross it here. If you want a little more twist, hook your right foot behind the left leg. Take a deep breath in. Soothing exhale. One more. Inhale, bring your gaze center. Bring your knees back up. Center your hips, arms and legs up. Roll around the wrists, the ankles. Wiggle your fingers and toes. See if you can spread all toes and see space between them. When I first started doing yoga, this was not available for me. Now it is, and it's honestly my favorite thing. Lower your right foot. Walk your hands up your left leg wherever you can reach, or a strap around the foot. Roll the ankle. Reverse it. Keep the foot flexed. Lift up your head, neck, and shoulders and stretch your right foot out. Gentle hamstring stretch, lowering your head back down. So I'm not just pulling the leg in, I'm pressing the leg into my hands or the strap, whichever one. Feeling the outer left hip shave down and the outer right hip pull up. Right hand to the outside of the left foot, ankle or leg, wherever you can get a nice firm grip. Left thumb in the left hip crease to keep the thigh off of your belly. Move your left leg to the right. If you feel it in your groin, back off an inch. If you still feel it, back off another inch. You don't ever want to feel the groin. The only time we ever feel our bodies is when there's a sign of distress. The bodies aren't meant to be felt, like your knees. You feel your knees? If not, lucky you. Lift the left leg up. Switch your grip. Take your left hand to the outside of the left foot, ankle, or anywhere on the leg. Right hand, just rest comfortably on the right hip, just to see if this right hip pushes up into the right hand at all. Stay there, or take your right hand to the right. Inhale, gaze up, left leg up, right arm up. Bring your right knee in and cross it under. the left leg. So your left knee is closest to your chest. Reach for the feet, ankles or leg, whatever you can grab. It's all the same. My limbs are just longer. It gives me an advantage. So good. Open up your arms nice and wide like a T. Place your right foot down. Scoot your hips to the left. And then twist to the right. So if you uncrossed or hooked, make sure you mirror on this side what you did on the other side. One more breath. On your next inhale, bring your gaze center. Bring your knees back up. Center your hips. And then final dead bug pose. No movement for 5, 4. If you need the support, support. 3, 2, and 1. Slowly, mindfully start to bend your elbows. Lower your elbows to the side. Let your arms come away from the body to a very comfortable place. Palms up. Bring the soles, the bottoms of your feet together. Let the knees go wide and slowly bring your feet all the way down to the ground between your sit bones. You can move your feet closer or further apart, whichever one resonates with you best. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Find your inner smile. Open up your mouth and say, ah. Keep a little space between your lips. Jaw nice and relaxed. Stretch your right foot to the right corner of your mat. Your left foot to the left corner of your mat. Finding your way in to your final resting pose. Deep breath in and a deep breath out. Out of all the poses we do, this one is the most important one. So I encourage you to stay here the longest. Thank you so much, First Service Residential, Lifestyle at Home, for joining me today on the mat. I hope you received what you needed to help you move through the rest of today with ease and grace and love. Thank you so much. Namaste.